Jono, I think we used the word chaotic upstairs to describe that game, your first home league game in charge. Do you think overall, in reflection, 1-1 is a fair result?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Chaos is the perfect word for it. Off the pitch, obviously, with the stoppage and stuff like that, but on the pitch as well. I don't think it was a particularly free-flowing game. You know, lots of stop-starts. I think partly to do with the officiating as well, but as well partly to do with the fact that it's a derby. You know, everyone's trying that little bit more. And sometimes you can over-try, you know, and it causes niggles and free kicks and things like that. So, in terms of the overall play, you'd have to. I mean, a couple of chances we had just after half time when we were down to 10 men with Glenn. You're thinking anybody in the country for that to fall to, and obviously Dale's had to pull off a couple of smart saves from distance from them as well. So I think the overall picture, when you consider how long we had to play with 10 men, you take a point, but I think it was fair as well.
A lot of big events and talking points in the game. I'll start chronologically. The goal we conceded, disappointing to concede from a corner.
There's small margins of why you don't win games. There's small margins why you don't win promotions. Is set plays. It's what we've banged on about, you know, throughout our time here so far. So it's disappointing to concede so early, and not just that, conceding the corner that the way it came as well was disappointing. But the lads have talked about a foul up in the build-up, but we're a big, strong side. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to concentrate on set pieces, and we didn't do that. And I think they exploited a few things on corners. They put some really good balls in there. You know, a couple in the second half. I was surprised and amazed that they didn't get on the end off. And on the flip side, ours weren't particularly great when we had the opportunity, and that's how fine the margins are with set plays. So that was that. But Steve, massive on sets, and the defensive coach has told the lads the same thing. You know, if you win 1-0, you win 2-0 or 2-1, and you've not conceded off a set piece, you'll take it. But when you've conceded, especially when you play with 10 men for 40 minutes and you concede off a set play, it's difficult to take when you work on things like that.
And obviously the game kind of reached boiling point towards the end of the first half. We just equalised, and then the Stephen Thompson red card. Your view on that?
Choose my words. It was never a red card in a million years. I don't think a single person in the ground thought it was. Alan Armstrong told me it wasn't. We could argue the fact that theirs wasn't as well, in terms of the melee. But you always get that. We knew at half time it'd get evened up. That's how it works at this level of football. They send one off and then they try and even it up. It was a disgrace. We've just scored. We've got the momentum. We built up pressure before half time. Two committed lads have gone in for a 50-50 tackle. Both gone to ground. And he couldn't wait to get his red card out. And the problem I've got is he took a minute to send off Charman for them. He waited, he composed himself, he spoke to people maybe, you know, his assistants. But then with Tom, he couldn't wait to get it out. Give yourself some breathing space. You can see, I always work on reaction as well. You know, I knew what my eyes told me, but then you see the reaction of the players. It's a poor decision. But then obviously to perform the way we did for 40 minutes with 10 men was very, very pleasing. As I said, Dale's had to make a couple of saves, good saves, but they're not really cut us open. You know, and when you can fall into a shape like we did because of what they played previously under, obviously Tom, it makes our job a lot easier. So we went into a shape we looked hard to beat and also offered a threat on the counter.
And finally, obviously, we described this game as chaotic. Are you hoping for maybe a bit more steady future home games during your reign here?
Football is chaotic. You know, there's no perfect patterns in a game of football. Even with, you know, you watch the top level games, there's still bits in the game where you're waiting on moments of quality, and that's what we need. It looked, as I said, just after half time where beautiful ball gets Glenn in, and you know you wouldn't have anybody else on the end of that, and he's just pulled it a little bit, but he gets himself in such good positions, even though you're under the cosh sometimes because you've got him up top. You've always got that threat, but the game is like that. It is a bit mad. So and our training sessions can mirror that at times. So it's not a surprise then when you go into a game on a Saturday or a Tuesday night that's what it looks like. So you want to win perfectly. Everybody does. You want to win 3s and 4s, but to perform the way we have done there the second half, show that resilience side of it. Obviously, a few weeks back against Gateshead when you went down to 10 minutes before half time and lost, we've shown that little bit of resilience today, and perhaps could have got something maybe being a bit biased there, but sure enough, you know, to come away pleased.